What's up, everybody? It's Stuart here. Welcome to the Baby Lion Hotshot Trucking channel, where I'm going to tell you the truth about hotshot trucking. Now, when I first started hotshot trucking, I went on YouTube to find out everything that I could learn about. And one of the channels I watched was Piglet. He has about 150,000 subscribers. He has about 17 trucks running under his authority. And I figured that he was pretty educated about the whole industry. Well, I just saw a video today that he is quitting hotshot. So I had to watch the video and see why. And now we're gonna watch the video together and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on what he says. Let's hop right in. I do just wanna say at the beginning of this video that Piglet is a really great channel to learn from if you're getting started in the hotshot trucking industry. And if I were you, I would suggest to follow him on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. And if you could, subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be going through my first week of hotshot on the road next week, and I'm going to give you what it really looks like and how much money you actually can make first starting out. So you're not going to want to miss that. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'm going to try to get that video out next week.
Yeah, I am in the process of shutting down. There's the 3 beds from the trucks that were here. There's the 3 mattresses from the trucks. There's all the tarps, all the stuff. And in this video, I want to kind of break down why I'm shutting down.
So right there, he shows you all the tarps, all the mattresses pulled out of the truck. And at the end of the video, he'll show you that he's going to get all of his trucks, and he says he's selling his trailers and stuff. So I kind of believe him that he's actually shutting down. The video says not clickbait in the title in his video, but we can both form our own opinions.
What did I do wrong? Okay, so I did 3 things, you could say. Actually, kind of boils down to 3 things. Number 1 is I relied on my experience. Number 2 is I relied on a system I had in place. And number 3, I relied on data. Okay, let me break those down. So my experience. This is not my first insurance renewal. Okay,
I knew it was going to be about insurance. I knew it. That's the number 1 killer right there for hotshots.
Usually comes down to the wire. No insurance company will give you a quote a month in advance, because they'll give you a quote, you might sign up and put it in place, put your money down, and then crash that last month. That changes your rates. So insurance companies have no incentive giving you a quote in advance. And so I knew with my experience, right, I had done 3 previous insurance renewals. So I knew with my experience that it's going to come down to the wire, right? It's going to come down 5 days before insurance is expiring. We're going to be shopping for quotes. I figured that would be the case. And I relied on my experience that the previous quotes, there was an increase in premium, but nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing like maybe a marginal increase, maybe some, it was never like, here's double. Here's a double premium increase. It was never like that. And this...
Yeah, see, this is my first year, so I was quoted some outrageous number, and that's the norm for me. He's been getting cheaper insurance rates, but now we're in 2022 where everything is going up. So this is a big shocker for him.
This is where I relied kind of on my system. So the system that I had for this is I called up RTS. I'm like, guys, can we do this? Can you just deduct 10% of every load automatically and put it in reserves? And then pay out the 90% like normal, right? So 10%. And over the course of the month, that would build up. And then when insurance is due, I have $25,000, $30,000 in reserves, right? Because we're doing about $300,000 gross a month. So I would have right around 30 grand in reserves. And it's like, great. And then when the insurance payment is due, fantastic, easy. Transfer it, done. Pay the insurance. Super simple. Now,
that's a good idea. Putting money aside into a separate account besides your operating account, because you don't want to spend money that you need to pay your insurance premiums.
I was doing the same thing this month, right? I was like, it's stacking up in the reserves. We got some in the money. We set aside the insurance money, but the quote like, this is where the mistakes are. Like, I relied on that I had money in reserves. I relied on my experience, knowing that maybe they won't jack up my rates really high for some unforeseen reason. And I also relied on the metrics, right? The data. In 3.5 years of business, multiple trucks, not a single claim, data and safety score below national average, right? For the vehicle, for the driver, we were slightly above, but like national average is 5%. I think we're at 8% for out of service percentage. So like really all accounts.
That's all they need right there. That's all they need. Slightly above the national average. Your rates are going up.
Decent safety score, no bad accidents or claims or crashes or anything like that. When insurance comes back with some quotes, let's give you an example. Our premium was $24,000 a month for 17 trucks. $24,000 a month. The new quote that they gave us from our current insurance, the insurance we had was.
Let's do that math. $24,000 a month divided by 17 drivers. That's $1,400 per driver per month.
$43,000 for the same 17 trucks. And then when you add on top of that the fuel expense, when you add on top all of those other things, it adds.
So it went to $43,000 instead of 24. Quite a jump. I'll give them that.
Absolutely makes no sense, and you'll be in the red every month, no matter what you do. And so that came as shock. And so we're like, okay, great, let's go shop around. Then I got another quote from Progressive, and Progressive was about $2,200 to $2,300 per truck with 20% down. And the problem with the 20% down is, well, my premium is, first of all, it's higher, but assuming it's like $30,000 per truck, or $30,000 total for 17 trucks, which would put it right around $2,000 or so, right? 30,000 times 10.
$22,000 to $23,000, I have it written down right here, is $37,000 to $39,000 a month. And that's up from $24,000 a month. Let's see what he has to say.
10 months is 300,000, and then there's 11 and 12. That would put you at 360,000. My annual premium is about 360,000. That means I would have to put 20% down. That would be 70 grand.
Okay, before he goes on to what's wrong with the trucking industry, which there's plenty, and he speaks about it, his numbers come out. $360,000 a year divided by 17 drivers is $21,000 per driver per year. All right. I'm paying $24,000 a year. So honestly, if you built up 17 trucks, you have dispatchers, you have relations, you have a whole website, you have a network within the trucking community, and you know that this particular year is bad, I would just take it as an average. I would cough up the $70,000 down payment, okay, and ride it out. You might make a little bit less money this year, but I would hang in there, because if you're feeling the pain, so is everybody else. And we all know that businesses have bad years. So you could chuck this one up as a bad year and keep growing your business. That's what I would personally do.
Three things. It boils down to three things what I think about is wrong in the trucking industry. Number one is, as a truck driver or as a fleet owner, you're not in control of the rate. Okay? And that is rare. Most companies that offer services or products, especially products, are in control of their rates. Number two is one company is in control of your entire existence. And that's like if that's not terrifying, that sentence alone should be terrifying.
So now he's talking about what's wrong with the trucking industry. So I get what he's saying. You're not in control of the rates. So if you're an air conditioning guy or an electrician or something, or you're providing a service, okay, you usually tell your customer how much you're going to charge. Well, in the trucking industry, the shippers say how much they're going to pay you, and you have to pick from those. So you have zero control over what you can charge.
That one company is in complete control of your business existing. Being dependent for existence on one company is not a business that I want to participate in at all. Anyways, whatever, but brings me to the third point, and that is ultimately the liability and the expense is always on you as the trucking company owner, right? And
he's only talking about one thing there, insurance. If insurance cancels your policy, you can't drive. No one in your company can drive. So if insurance doesn't want to insure you, you're dead in the water. That does suck.
And a lot of the expenses are not in your control. Like, nobody would have known that used trucks and used vehicles or trailers would have skyrocketed 40-50% in price. Nobody would have known that. That's out of your control. Nobody would have known that in February fuel cost was $3 and now it's $7 everywhere. Those expenses are out of your control here, and that's the problem. Pair that up with the rates not in your fine, this is out of my control, but the rates are in my control. That's different. But if the rates are out of my control, then so should the fuel cost or the expenses. The business just fundamentally doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. It's not a business worth growing. It's not a business worth doing. Ultimately, this is not a business that's scalable.
You can kind of see where he's getting frustrated, right? So fuel prices aren't in his control. The shippers, how much they pay, the rates. Those aren't in his control. Insurance payments, those aren't in his control.
Now, does that mean trucking is bad? No, because, maybe your boss is intolerable. Like, if you have your own truck and you're if you have your own truck and your own MC and you can just go out there, you run your own schedule, you're doing your own thing, it really isn't that bad. By all means, trucking with your own MC, your own insurance, you keep the record clean, it's actually not terrible. So,
thank God he said that, because I watched this channel and he was telling me it was a good idea to get into the industry. And I got into the industry, I spent all this money, and now he's saying it's a bad idea to scale. It's a bad business to scale because the expenses are so high. And if anything goes wrong, even a little thing, okay, one of your drivers has an accident, your insurance goes up, now all of a sudden you can't make any money. So I was very happy that he said that if you have your own operating authority, it is decent and you can make a living at it. So I do plan to scale, but for starting out, I'll be able to move forward. And then here, I think toward the end of the video, he was just going over how he's selling everything. And this is another reason why I believe he actually might be stopping Hotshot.
So we are in the cleanup stages, or just organize everything. Earlier today, I went and loaded up 2 trucks onto the step deck. We're going to be returning those 2 Enterprises. The other Enterprise is in New Jersey, so I'll have to ask the driver to return that truck. I'm going to be hitting the road on my Chevy to go pick up. I have a trailer in Pennsylvania and the trailer that's in New Jersey with that truck.
Yeah, so supposedly Tow Piglet is quitting Hotshot. He's throwing his whole business away just because of gas prices and insurance premiums. So if you actually think he's going to quit, or if you think he's going to continue on, drop in the comments. Let's see if you're right. And until next time, I'm gonna start going on the road next week on Monday. It'll be my first week out there. I'll put out some videos of what a true first week out on the road looks like. So if you haven't already, subscribe so you can catch that video, hit the notification bell. And if you found any value in this video on the commentary on anything going on out there regarding Tow Piglet, hit that like button. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.